Last night it started raining here in Greenville, and it has not stopped. It's pouring down rain. The wind is gusting, and this game will be played on natural turf, so that tells you what you can expect. Sonny, this has not been a good place for Marshall, Greenville, South Carolina.
Mike, a tough place to play. The last 9 games, Furman has won 8, Marshall has won 1. The other, Furman, the folks at Furman, they would rather beat Marshall than anybody else on their schedule. And I'm sure the folks at Marshall feel the same way. As far as this ball game's concerned, I'm convinced whichever team has the best swimmers, they're going to have a big advantage here this afternoon.
Well, let's turn to the Budweiser keys to the game and start with Marshall.
Marshall, they've got to control Brandon Bonaventure. 2 years ago, as a freshman, he came in and lit Marshall up. The youngster is capable of carrying the ball game. They know they have to contain him. They would like to control this game with a running attack. Keep it on the ground, pound it. They're big and strong. They feel like they can knock Furman off the ball. They can control things. If they do that, they know they've got a big edge. For Furman, they've got to stop Parker, and they've got to stop Marshall's running game. They know positively that they cannot have too many 3-and-outs. They want to hold on to the football. If they can do that, they think they can hang in here.
Well, Marshall is fighting for second place in the Southern Conference standings. Furman is fighting for their first winning season since 1992. It's Marshall University and Furman University coming up next in Greenville, South Carolina.
Thundering Herd football is games in the first quarter. Furman's quarterback, number 11, Brandon Bonaventure, the junior out of Orlando, played in 6 games this season, hampered by that bruised shoulder. He averages about 160 yards a game, 6 TDs, and 3 interceptions, and he'll have to move it on the natural turf, which, as Kenny pointed out, is quite muddy here this afternoon. Just underway, Furman's opportunity to operate offensively. Bonaventure at quarterback. He'll pitch it back. And across the 25-yard line, right at the 26-yard line, goes number 28, Mark Moore, the sophomore from Tarpon Springs, Florida. And there's a look at Bonaventure's numbers, as we were telling you about, Sonny.
Okay, one thing, that youngster can do it all, and if he does it all here this afternoon, Marshall's in for a long afternoon.
There's a look at the starters, the backs and receivers, and that offensive line for Furman University. Second down and about 6 after a gain of 4. Moore is in motion. The handoff to McClarty, and he's up to about the 28-yard line. Picks up 3 yards on first down. Marshall's defense allowing just 15 points a game, under 230 yards of total offense, and number 86, Billy Lyon, the outstanding defensive tackle. And, of course, he was the 94 honorable mention All-American. He will be a key inside. And then there's a look at the secondary with Cunningham and Grayson at the corners. It's going to be third down and about 4 from the Furman 28-yard line.
Bonaventure checks here at the line of scrimmage.
Hands off to McClarty.
Absolutely stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
It looks like Larry McLeod, number 28, came from the linebacker position, and Furman will have to punt.
On 3 plays, Furman went north and south, which you have to do on this kind of a field this afternoon, Mike. Anything east or west, I'm telling you, you're going to be on the ground.
Larry McLeod going to the sideline, and into punt is number 88, Jody Wade, averaging about 41 yards a punt.
That's the best average in the Southern Conference.
Standing at the 15, gets it away off the side of his foot, but not too bad. Martin comes up to the 42-yard line, and he's going to go down at the 40. Great specialty teams play by number 42, Tom Gola. And that's where Marshall now will begin. Good field position at the 40-yard line.
Well, you're going to see the herd line up, and you're going to see some pounding. And I'm pretty sure you're going to see 8 folks on the line of scrimmage. Chad Pennington, the freshman, he directs the attack. I promise they're going to pound it for a while.
He's completing about 60% of his passes on the year. First down and 10 for Marshall. Pennington hands off to Parker. 40, and he slides down and will actually get a yard gain, but lost his footing there at the 41-yard line. Marshall's offense averaging about 34 points a game, 421 yards of total offense. And there's a look at the starters. We mentioned Pennington, who's got 7 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, about 151 yards a game. And as we mentioned also, Parker, number 36, the outstanding back, he's averaging 124 yards rushing every game. A gain of 1, so it's second down and 9 from the 41-yard line of Marshall. And Pennington will throw on second down. Has time. Looks to the corner. Martin is there, and he's out of bounds. Incomplete.
On the first play, when they tried to run a toss sweep to Parker, you saw what happened. You go east and west. Your feet don't stay under you. You're going to go down.
Here's a look at Furman's defense, made up of 3 juniors, 6 sophomores, a couple of freshmen, allowing about 23 points a game. Jeremy Osborne, the free safety, is the leading tackler, about 10 tackles a game and 3 interceptions. So on the incomplete pass, it's going to be 3rd down and 9 for the Thundering Herd. Parker in there behind Pennington on the one-back set.
They rush 4 and cover with 7. They run the draw.
Parker has the first down across midfield to the Furman 49-yard line.
Pretty good call. When you rush 4 and cover with 7, they run the draw, and Parker picks up the first down. Another look. Little delay draw here. Excellent blocking, man-on-man up front. Parker bounces outside. Great block by Martin there to enable Parker to pick up the first down.
And on first down, Parker gets the pitch and carries to the 46-yard line, a gain of 4 before tackled by number 75, Phil Warren, the defensive tackle from Tarpon Springs, Florida. But there's Parker.
Look at one of the best running backs in all of 1AA football. He's got most of the records, and he might have them all before he finishes.
Over 5,000 career rushing yards, leads the Southern Conference in rushing. I mean, there's about 5 different records that he holds in his senior season. And he lines up again behind Pennington on second down 7. Wiggins was in motion. Parker gets the handoff. 45 up to the 44-yard line, a gain of 3.
Stop made by Jay Thier.
Stop by Jay Thier.
Gain of 2.
One of Furman's outstanding linebackers. I tell you, Furman awfully young on defense, Mike, but they're a lot better defense this year than they were a year ago.
Halftime score, Georgia Southern 7, Liberty 6.
It's going to be 3rd down and 5. 11 minutes to go in the first quarter. Just underway. No score between Marshall and Furman. Marshall's last official regular season game in Greenville, and the handoff to Eric
some
Thomas.
fresh legs.
35-yard line has the first down and goes down at the 34-yard line.
We talked about it. We've talked about it all year long. They bring in that fresh tailback, and with fresh legs, here you see the delay draw. Thomas bounces outside, a couple of missed tackles, and the chains move once again. Jerome Osborne makes a stop for the Paladins.
So it's going to be 1st down and 10 from the 34-yard line. Marshall began the drive at its own 40. Split backs behind Pennington this time on 1st and 10.
Pennington checks.
Hand off to Parker. 35, 30, and slides out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Again, Osborne there to get him out of bounds and make the stop.
Another look.
Hands
to Parker. Nowhere to go up inside. Parker bounces outside. When he gets those shoulders squared in the line of scrimmage, promise he's going to do some damage. And he does it right here. You'd love to look at 2nd and 4 all afternoon.
Marshall's done a nice job moving the ball on the ground here in the first possession of the game.
Toss sweep.
Parker from the 30-yard line, driven out of bounds at about the 25. Stops the clock with 9 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the first quarter. No score between Marshall and Furman.
Real good look at Parker. They run the toss sweep back into the boundary. Defensively, you have to take care of the wide side of the field. That's where you see so many teams running back into the boundary. It'll be 3rd and 2. Might mention, Mike, we're in the press box today. We should have been on the roof, but I kissed the SID for putting us in here because we might have blown away up there on the roof this afternoon.
It stopped raining a little bit here, I think, this afternoon. It's been raining since last night. Parker gets the first down across the 20 and up to the 17-yard line. We'll take a look at a replay again.
Another look. And back to Parker. You can see there's a little crease there. You give him a crease, and he'll give you a first down.
Number 26, Seth Ramelian on the tackle. So Marshall now continues his drive. Parker today, 32 yards, gets the call again, his 8th carry, and hit right at the line of scrimmage. Nice stop by number 75, Phil Warren.
Nowhere to go there.
47 also in, Orlando
Ruff. roughed him up a little bit at the line of scrimmage.
Furman's defense allowing about 23 points a game, 345 yards to the opposing offense. Second down 9 for Marshall.
Looks like Pennington's checking at the line of scrimmage.
Parker gets the call at the 20, trying to get to the outside, and he goes down at the 18-yard line. Great tackle by Jeremy Osborne.
Osborne coming from the secondary. Another look. Jerry Osborne. Osborne coming from the free safety spot. Boy, look at him close. 2-yard loss. You look at 3rd and 11. You'd a whole lot rather be looking at 3rd and 2. I can promise you that.
Osborne averaging about 10 tackles a game. He had 19 tackles against Wofford. 3rd down, a long 10. Martin in motion.
Pennington checks.
Pennington looking over the middle. Martin at the 10-yard line, but he'll not get the first down. He's about 2 yards short, so it's going to be 4th and 2.
Little high percentage type throw there. Hits the ball to Martin on a turn route. Martin picks up good yardage, but they'll come up, as you mentioned, about 3 yards short.
Field goal unit coming in. Number 40, Tim Openlander, is 11 of 17 on field goals. He had that 51-yard field goal in the win over East Tennessee State last week.
The thing you got to be concerned with here is not only the leg he kicks the ball with, but the plant foot. That's so important on a field like this.
28-yard attempt. The hold is nice. The kick is good. Tim Openlander scores with 7 minutes and 24 seconds to play in the first quarter, and Marshall takes the lead 3-0 over Furman. The rain has stopped for the moment in Greenville, and Marshall uses the break to score. We'll be back in just a moment. Expecting on his 12th field goal of the year. And Marshall on top, 3-0 over Furman with 7 minutes and 24 seconds to play in the first quarter. The rain has stopped here in Greenville, but the field, a natural turf field, is quite muddy. At the 10-yard line is Cole, Josh Cole, across the 20, 25, 30, and he's driven to the ground at the 30-yard line by Ricky Hall. There's a look at the quarterback, Braniff Bonaventure, the junior out of Orlando, hampered by that bruised shoulder this year, in and out, with Billy Jones coming into play at quarterback throughout the year, but Braniff starting here.
And I tell you what, if Billy Jones comes in, there's no drop-off. Both of them could start for a whole lot of teams in 1AA football.
The officials obviously having to get clean and dry footballs in and out of the game. And Furman will start at the 31-yard line, first down and 10.
On the trap.
Bonaventure's pass to Moore, and he goes down at the 37-yard line. Swafford making the tackle.
Faked a little counter action to squat the linebackers. Get the ball to Mark Moore, the tailback coming out of the backfield.
There's a look at Swafford, the junior out of Soddy Daisy, Tennessee, averages about 7 tackles a game. Number 45. You know, he was the Southern Conference discus champion last year for the throw of 149.6, so it's a pretty good arm on him.
Even throwing the discus would be tough here today.
Second down and about 4. Not much running room at all for the lone back that time for Furman.
Try to run that little toss sweep. You turn it back up inside. And when you turn it back inside, you get a whole lot of help. Here's the toss sweep action. Back inside, nobody's blocked.
Mark Moore gains 1, so it's going to be third down, a long 3. McLeod in on the tackle.
Marshall rushes 4 and covers for 7. Counter action.
Bonaventure behind the line.
Short.
And
Furman rushes 4 and covers for 7.
Wiggins incomplete, and now picked off at the 40-yard line. Fumble, but Furman recovers at the 46. Rico Perkins, the freshman corner, picks it off for Furman, and the Paladins defense brings the crowd to life.
Here it is from the shotgun. Pennington looking downfield. Two receivers right together. That was a blown pattern. Ball is tipped. In a pick. Marshall player down. Theron Todd.
Theron Todd it is. Senior.
Receiver. Actually, Todd and Wiggins were right together there on that pattern. Somebody blew their route. Looks like Todd's going to be able to walk off on his own power.
Furman turned it over, you'll remember, in the first half, but Marshall unable to capitalize on the turnover. Now Marshall turns it over for the first time in the game, and Furman in excellent field position at their own 46-yard line. Just underway here in the third quarter. Marshall leads Furman 10-0 as Todd goes to the sideline after the injury.
So we'll see if the Paladins with the pick can get something on the board.
Furman, of course, has had an outstanding third quarter in all the contest games this year. You saw the numbers there. First quarter has been terrible for them, but the third quarter has been outstanding. Bonaventure keeps to about the 50-yard line. It's into Thundering Herd territory and a gain of 4.
Stopped by Billy Ryan.
Running the dive option into the boundary. Bonaventure executes the dive option very nicely. Picks up 4.
That's a 49.
Numbers of Bonaventure in the first half through 12 passes. 5 of them successful, 38 yards.
You mentioned earlier, Mike, that he'd been hurt. I think this is the first time he's actually been 100% in several weeks.
Second down, a long 5. Bonaventure to throw, and it is incomplete. In and out of the hands that time of number 84, Luther Broughton, the junior tight end.
Luther Broughton, he's the big play guy for the Paladins. They fake the dive option. There it is. Fake to the fullback, try to hit the tight end Broughton. But not really a good throw.
Scott Smythe defending. He was upset. He thought he could have picked it off. He's a little upset, but on the incomplete pass, it's 3rd down and 6. Marshall 4 of 10 on 3rd down conversions in the game.
Shotgun.
Furman's pass is complete. Fighting for the first down
got
yardage is Bo Davis, and he may have the first.
First time we called his name today, Bo Davis. Flanker runs a deep square out route and picks up the first down for the Paladins. Brandon Bonaventure, Melvin Cunningham, the defensive back. But a first down, Bo Davis.
And Furman continues its drive now at the 43-yard line. Have the first down by about a yard. High backfield behind Bonaventure.
2 deep zone. Toss sweep. Throwback.
Bonaventure looking.
Nowhere to go.
Down at the 45-yard line.
Boy, that didn't fool anybody.
Jermaine Swafford on the sack.
Here you fake, well, you run a toss sweep. Tailback goes in there. Pitch back. What they call a flea flicker. Well, I tell you what, it didn't fool anybody. It was double coverage. Bonaventure had nowhere to go with the football.
2nd and 20.
So all he did was peel it and eat it.
2 sacks here this afternoon. Jermaine Swafford, 2 sacks now on the season. And it's going to be 2nd down and 20. Leo McClarty in the backfield behind Bonaventure. Moore was in motion.
Dive option.
Moore now fumbles it on the field, but throws an incomplete pass. Was it a forward pitch?
It was on the ground, whatever it was. Here's the dive option. Fakes to the fullback. There's the pitch. That was ruled an incomplete pass. That looked like a fumble to me.
Not sure why. It was actually tossed behind the receiver.
That was a fumble, I believe.
3rd down and 20. Bonaventure.
From the shotgun.
Wants to go long. And it is first down at the 20-yard line. And now to the 17, Jody Wade with the reception.
And I'll tell you what, that was great coverage that time. Wade, he just out-jumped the Marshall defender. That was Melvin Cunningham. Melvin Cunningham has him covered like a blanket. This is just a heck of a play here. Jody Wade just goes up and takes the ball down.
Jody Wade's about 2 inches taller than Cunningham, but he jumped.
He jumped about 6 inches taller.
That's right. So Furman comes up with the big offensive play. And now inside Marshall's 20-yard line with 12 minutes and 13 seconds left in the third quarter and trailing 10-0.
That's just where the offensive receiver outleaps the defender.
High backfield again behind Bonaventure.
Hand back.
Moore at the 20, and he will dive back to the original line of scrimmage. Jerome Embry tripping him up.
Too much penetration there to get anything going. They run that counter back into the boundary.
Moore with about 82 yards rushing in the game, 20 yards receiving a contest.
Mark Moore, one of those blue-collar backs. There's that lunch pail. He'll give you an honest day.
Bonaventure, the junior from Orlando, Florida, facing a second down, about 9.
Get some heat. Get some more heat. We got a hole or a flag down.
Bonaventure runs out of bounds at the 10-yard line.
I believe we're going to get a hole. Yes, sir.
Holding against Furman.
Holding against the Paladins.
Boy, this absolutely will drive a coach up the wall. You get down there knocking at the door, and you get a big holding call. Used to always like to tell them, if you can't block them, don't hold them. Just don't block them. This, you kind of add insult to injury is what you do. And they're going to be out of field goal range here real soon. Although the Paladins got one of the best in the business in Jim Richter. He can hit them for 50 and 55.
He had a 52-yard field goal back in 1993 against Western Carolina. Second down and 25 following the penalty. Bonaventure again has to throw. In trouble. He goes down at the 28-yard line. The ball is on the turf, and it's ruled down, I think. They'll rule it down. Furman will retain possession after a gain of 4.
Excellent coverage. Here you see him fake Bonaventure to his tailback. You like to slow down those linebackers or squat them. Bonaventure running for his life. And gets what he could get.
10 minutes, 35 seconds to go in the third quarter. Marshall on top of Furman 10-0. Furman facing a third down and 22 inside the Marshall 30-yard line. Bonaventure looking to the corner, and it's overthrown. It's going to be fourth down.
Yes, sir. Here comes the field goal unit.
Josh Cole, number 80, was the intended receiver, but it was overthrown.
A little bit too tall.
There's a look at Jim Richter, the senior from Columbia, South Carolina, who is 7 of 13 on field goals, but he has connected on 6 in a row.
Believe me, this is well within his range.
Into attempt of
37, it'll be a 47.
32, Jim Richter.
He did have a stress fracture in that left foot, his plant foot. We'll see how he's adapted to that.
That was a bad hole.
And
right
short.
there, bad snap. Really wasn't a bad hole. Pretty good hole, but a bad snap. Had to get it down in a hurry.
10, Furman 0.
So Furman comes up empty with 10 minutes and 14 seconds to play in the third quarter. Marshall still on top, 10-0. Back in a minute and picks up a yard. 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. Marshall on top, 10-0. And there's a look at the outstanding field goal kicker, Jim Richter, who came up short on that one. He had 6 in a row prior to that field goal.
Oh, I saw him kicking him yesterday. I mean, he has got a leg on it.
Second down 9 for the Thundering Herd offense. Pennington gives to Parker, He's caught behind the line again, and a great job by Jay Thier, the sophomore linebacker, to catch Parker behind the line of scrimmage.
Here you see the penetration, counteraction. Parker bounces outside. Too much penetration. Thier there to make the stop. Another look at it from ground level. There you see the penetration. Parker down. That's about a 2-yard loss. So the herd wanting to keep it on the ground, take some time off the clock. But right now, going in the wrong direction.
Loss of 2. It's going to be 3rd down and 12. 9 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Pennington, pressure from the outside, steps up, and he's not going to get away. Goes down at the 38-yard line.
Excellent coverage in the Furman secondary. That's what they refer to as a coverage sack. Nowhere to go with the football. Chad Pennington, the true freshman. Looking downfield, you can see he's flushed early. Nowhere to go.
Phil Warren, number 75, pulls off the sack.
Brian Daler, he's the one that forced him to flush. He should get half the sack.
4th down and 12, and so Chris Hansen comes in to punt, standing inside the 15-yard line.
This time the punt doesn't go 15 feet over his head.
And it's going to roll dead about the 31-yard line. So Furman will start offensively from the 31. We're going to take a break with 7:58 to go in the 3rd quarter. Marshall holding on to its 10-0 lead over Furman. Paladins homecoming.
I'll tell you, we'll be indebted to him for life. It looks nice now, but boy, early, we'd have been in trouble.
1st down and 10 for Furman. The carry across the 32-yard line to about the 33.
Larry McLeod there to make the stop.
Carried by Mark Moore, gain of 2.
Good look there, Brandon. I'm not sure what that sun visor does for you.
Didn't do too much in the first half because there wasn't much of the sun to.
It just kept the rain out of his eyes. That's all it did in the first half.
2nd down and 8 after a gain of 2 for Leo McClarty. Bonaventure this time over the middle, caught at the 45-yard line up to the 49.
Luther Broughton, that's the main man. Furman loves the tight end. One of the best in the Southern Conference. They run a spread and draw. Tight end wide open. Luther Broughton, big catch, and the chains move for the Paladins.
Now at the Paladin 49-yard line, there's Broughton, the junior out of South Carolina, averaging about 12 yards a catch, preseason all-conference.
He's a good one. Dive option.
Bonaventure pitching back to Moore.
Look out, got some room.
35 into the 33-yard line before B.J. Summers could wrestle into the ground.
They run that dive with the counter dive. Bonaventure on the pitch. When you don't have somebody assigned to pitch, they get them blocked. Then you're off to the races, and that's exactly what Mark Moore was. And the Paladins are on the move.
1st down and 10 from the 34-yard line with 6.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
Now Bonaventure checks.
Bonaventure wants to throw.
Nowhere to go.
And he's going down at the 45-yard line. Billy Lyon with his 4th sack of the year. And that's a big defensive play for Marshall.
The thing you've got to be able to do as a quarterback is get rid of the football. I don't care where you throw it. You got to get rid of it. Throw it in the stands. That's a big play. Well, when you pull him down with one arm, Billy Lyon can do that. One-arm takedown. You've got to get rid of that ball to save a big loss.
Billy Lyon, 6'5", 290 pounds. His junior season.
2nd in a bunch, and here comes a blitz.
Embry doesn't get there in time. McClarty across the 40, 35, and driven out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Melvin Cunningham. But a gain of 8, so it's going to be 3rd down and about 11.
I'll tell you one thing, that screen will slow down the blitz. Marshall comes on a blitz. Furman picks it up. That little screen action looked like this was going to get a lot more. He had 3 blockers in front. Tripped up. McCarty, a pretty good gainer.
3rd and 11 at the 35.
But you don't want too many of those 3rd and 11s. That puts you to the supreme test as a quarterback and an offensive coordinator.
McCarty in the backfield beside Bonaventure.
That was almost on the ground.
Bonaventure
Knocked down
at the line of scrimmage. Looked like B.J. Cohen may have gotten a hand on it.
That was a bad snap from center. So Bonaventure was off balance. Look at this snap. Had to go down to get it. Excellent athletic ability just to pick it up. There you see the ball tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Billy Lyon actually got a hand on it. Number 86, Billy Lyon.
Billy Lyon got that big paw. Here you're going to see Jim Richter. 53 yards. And believe me, I promise you, he's capable from here. See if he gets a good snap this time.
Bo Davis could spot it. Richter's
He got
kick.
a good snap that time, but it ain't quite going to get there.
Wide left and short. So Marshall's defense holds again with 5 minutes and 26 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. The lead is still 10. We'll return to Greenville, South Carolina in just a moment. 10 from the 36-yard line. Thomas across the 40, 45, and hits the midfield before number 58 can bring him down. Bernard Scott and Jeremy Osborne had to team up for the tackle, but that's a nice gain for the Thundering Herd into Paladin territory.
And back to Thomas. Thomas, those fresh legs in there. Scott holds on, saves a big one.
Let's go down to Kenny Bass. Kenny.
Yeah, Mike, quick injury update for Marshall. Landis Gary talked with him a little while ago. That calf, he's not going to come in. His uniform's going to stay nice and dry. Theron Todd got jammed up early in the quarter. They put a pad on him and braced him up. He should be ready to go. And Aaron Ferguson, still long snapping, but he's not playing much at guard because his hamstring's bothering him.
Pennington's pass complete to Wiggins. He has the first down at the 38-yard line. Jeremy Osborne again there to make the tackle, but it's another Marshall first down.
Little counter action by the quarterback. Hits his big tight end who uncovers in the change move. Right now, mixing it very nicely. Furman cheerleaders, not a whole lot to get excited about just yet.
From the 38-yard line, first down and 10. Pennington hands off
Parker.
to Parker. Penalty marker
That's coming
is down.
back.
And he bursts ahead to the 21-yard line.
That's going to be a hold. That one will come back.
About a 17-yard run for Parker, but
It's going to go 10 the other way. That's what it is. Boy, that's a big swing. You know that? You're talking about a 17-yard gain and a 10-yard penalty. That's 27 yards. People don't realize how much difference that makes in a football game. That's the reason penalties are so huge. You know, without this penalty now, Marshall's down there knocking at the door again.
First and 19.
Another look
from the 47.
From ground level. Oh, that was a takedown. That was a takedown. Furman bringing some heat. Draw.
Thomas, 40-yard line. He gets maybe to the 39 before number 64, Brian Daylor, makes the tackle.
Brian Daylor's had a heck of an afternoon here for the Furman defense.
Second and 12 at the 40-yard line.
You're telling me what a big play guy he was. He sure has been here this afternoon. What a ball game he's had. Pennington gets a call. Boy, Ricky Carter got a nice clean jersey.
Second down and 12. Again, the shotgun formation for Pennington. Parker now.
Sweep to Parker.
40.
Chris Parker with a carry.
35. Goes out of bounds right at
might
that
have a first
marker.
down.
Clock stops with 3 minutes and 36 seconds to go in the third quarter.
There was another takedown on the far side of the field. That's a little snap direct to the quarterback from the shotgun. Parker gets outside. There's the takedown.
It's enough for the first down, so Marshall will continue its drive now at the 27-yard line.
So Marshall being able to offset that big holding call.
Chris Parker, 62 yards today on 18 carries. You can tell it's a muddy field.
Parker just trying to find his eyes and ears.
First down and 10 for the Herd. No room for Javon Darling. Met behind the line of scrimmage.
Another look at Javon Darling. Hand back. Another fresh tailback. Right there at the line of scrimmage. Pretty good stick. Darrell Smith.
No gain, 2nd and 10.
And right now, Marshall content to keep it on the ground and take the time off the clock.
Second down 10. 3 minutes now to go in the third quarter.
10-zip our score. Pennington looking downfield.
In trouble now. Will get away. 20 and up to maybe the first down at the 18-yard line.
The freshman quarterback does a heck of a job of getting back close to those chains.
Stubbs and Gola in on the tackle.
Excellent coverage in the Furman secondary. There you fake to his tailback. Their way to go. Missed tackle. And the freshman quarterback better learn how to hook slide. You don't go in head first.
Measuring for the first down now. Not enough.
Just a little bit of.
It'll be third down, a half a yard. Sonny, what do you run on third and less than 1?
Well, when you got an offensive line like Marshall, you run whatever you want.
What would you run?
I know one thing, I'd give it to Superman if he was in the ball game.
Parker is coming back on the field.
Guess who's going to get it? You run that power action, and you probably let him go airborne. But see, you got 4-down territory here, Mike. You can either run the quarterback sneak or give to Parker. You got 2 downs to make the first. Pennington to Superman.
Parker has the first down up to the 15-yard line.
That was a tough call, wasn't it? I'll tell you what, you go to your main man. Mickey the Dunce could have made that call. There he is. That big offensive line, they pounded up in there. The chains move again.
There's a look at Parker, and Darling is now in there with him. 15 first downs for Marshall in the contest.
10-zip. It's 2 minutes here to go in the third quarter.
Colclaw in motion.
Toss sweep.
Parker, 15, goes down to the 14-yard line. Number 33 making the tackle. Jeremy Osborne.
Boy, the thing you don't want to see defensively, if you're looking at Parker, you don't want to see him get those shoulders square to the line of scrimmage, because when he does, boy, you know you got a load coming. Boy, is that a beautiful picture there. What a setting for a stadium.
Started raining last night. Rained throughout the first half of the game, but it's turned out to be a nice third quarter. Second down and 9.
Don't think the youngster liked what he was looking at.
Marshall using its first timeout of the game. So the Thundering Herd inside the 15-yard line at the 14, facing a second down and 9. Chad Pennington goes over to talk with the coaches.
There's Chris Selfo, the offensive coordinator. Greg Briner, an offensive consultant. They got more coaches than we used to have players. Tell you what, they do a great job offensively. That brain trust does. You can see that they're all gathered. Boy, look at this crowd. Look at the crowd of the folks here wearing green. They're drying out now. Made the trek down from Huntington, West Virginia. Long ways to come, but right now they're thinking the trip was worthwhile.
There, of course, I'm sure will be in the stands in Huntington next week with Hofstra, the opponent for Marshall.
Across the way, Coach Bobby Johnson, his crowd. There you see Chris Parker.
The grand prize winner, the first team to be awarded
One of the best that's ever played 1AA football. Thought he was coming back out there, but he's going to stay over and talk it over with the coaches. Coach Perry, his offensive backfield coach. I just asked Coach Perry, how do you keep all those guys happy? You got so many good ones.
So following the timeout, Marshall at the 14-yard line, 2nd down and 9, 1:17 to play in the third quarter. Marshall on top 10-0. Wiggins and Jenkins getting set on the near side.
Counter.
Thomas in the lineup. He's across the 13 to about the 12-yard line.
Stop by Goyla.
Goal in on the tackle.
Marshall content to pound it here and knock it at the door. They feel like no question 4-down territory. They still got 2 downs to make a first down here. I'm not real sure that they'd kick a field goal down here, although they're up 10-zip. 13 would give them a little more of an edge from the gun.
3rd down, 7.
Toss sweep. That's a first down. Might be a touchdown.
Touchdown, Eric Thomas.
Touchdown, number 3, Eric Thomas.
Thomas goes in from 13 yards out.
You know, you get that shotgun look and they think pass right away. And from the gun, they run the toss sweep. We've seen that 3 or 4 times here this afternoon. Folks in green up doing the thunder clap, trying to stay warm.
In to attempt the extra point. Number 40, Tim
Openlander, 38 of 38 on extra points this year. Had one earlier in the contest. Nice snap. The hold is good, and the kick is perfect.
The kick is good. And your score, Marshall 17, Furman
So Marshall
0.
does a nice job of moving the ball. We'll take a look at the touchdown just a moment ago.
Look at the shotgun. From the shotgun, and you see he just tosses back to his tailback, Thomas. Gives you a look like they're going to throw it. Then they run the toss sweep. And you can see Eric Thomas. He gets in the end zone. Another look. From the shotgun, the toss sweep. Excellent blocking. Boy, I'll tell you one thing. There are a whole lot of folks could have run that in. A huge opening.
So for Thomas, that's his 8th touchdown of the year. 10 plays, 65 yards, just under 5 minutes, and Thomas goes in from 13 yards out. And Marshall now is on top 17-0 over Furman.
Marco, he's excited.
Let's head down to Kenny Bass. Kenny.
You know, Sonny noticed Ricky Carter's clean uniform. That's because he's still hampered by that deep thigh bruise that slowed him down last week. So he hasn't been much of a factor today. So they're missing Gary, missing Carter. Ferguson's off the line. That offense keeps clicking and giving Thomas boom. He's in the end zone. These guys can score some points. Mike, Sonny.
Kenny, they got so many. They can miss a whole lot of folks and they don't miss a beat. But you're exactly right, boy. They got some firepower standing over on the sidelines, but didn't look like they needed that firepower here this afternoon. At least thus far, they haven't. And you know what? With 17 zip up there on the board, I believe that big offensive line of Marshall's is starting to wear down the Paladins. Or it appears that way at the line of scrimmage.
Tim Openlander to kick off from the 35-yard line.
Oh, a little onside kick.
Onside kick, and
how about this,
Marshall will recover.
Yes, sir.
Penalty marker is
I believe
down.
there was an offsides there.
Penalty marker down at about the 37-yard line, so that would be
coming back.
what you would anticipate.
I believe it's coming back.
But boy, that caught the Paladins off guard.
Sure did.
Offside
against Marshall. So
oh my, Coach Downer didn't like that call. No, sir, not a little bit. But you know what? That guy in the striped shirt, he always wins. He called the offsides. He was standing right there looking at it. Heck of a play, but all for naught.
So that moves it back to the 30-yard line.
Now Openlander, he wants to talk it over. I'm sure he shared some, real insight. Mickey Matthews, the defensive coordinator. Everybody wants a little piece of that official over there. They're taking turns ragging on him. Now look at Openlander. The kicker, you pay no attention to him. Oh, none. Absolutely. That's when they're outside talking to each other. Nobody will talk to him. Those kickers now, brother. I've always thought that you had a big hopper. There were 3 groups you could put in there. Kickers, pole vaulters, and left-handed pitchers. Look at him. He's still talking to the official. He hasn't figured out what's happened. He just knows he gets an opportunity to kick it further 5 yards back. Now I ain't real sure what he's doing. No, he doesn't have enough folks out there. He'd like to play with 11.
Well, Marshall's special teams huddling there at the 25-yard line now, and they'll have to kick off from the 30.
Openlander got the officials straight. Now we can continue.
31 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Marshall on top 17-0 over Furman.
Now it looks like they might try it this way. Here we go. Oh, that's a little pooch job. Oh, my.
He gets by the Paladins and falling on it at the 22-yard line. Furman will take over there at the 22. Moore actually fell on it.
That just was not a very heads-up play on your kickoff receiving team. You know they got to kick it with a penalty, so it's not going to go that far. But in reality, not too much has gone right for those purple Paladins here this afternoon. But the Marshall defense has had a whole lot to do with that.
1st down and 10 now for Furman from the 22-yard line. Under 30 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Penalty markers are down. Bonaventure dumps it out to Moore.
Pass complete to Mark Moore.
And he will get back
Flag
to
on the
the
play.
line of scrimmage. Nothing more. There are a couple of penalty markers down. Bonaventure got hit pretty hard that time by Duncan.
They're not backing off any, are they? Look at Bonaventure. You can tell he's been in the action all afternoon. Needs a clean towel.
Offside against
Offside
Marshall.
against Marshall.
I tell you, you mentioned, Mike, that Brandon Bonaventure took a pretty good shot after he got rid of the football. Let's take another look. John Duncan bears down on him.
1st and 5.
But he gets hit by Larry McLeod from the other side. He saw Duncan, but he didn't see McLeod.
So on the 5-yard penalty offside against Marshall, it's a 1st and 5 from the 27. The officials want to stop for a moment, get everything set.
I guess there was some mud on the ball again. So the center asked the official to please get it off.
1st down, 5. Eye backfield behind Bonaventure. 13 seconds to go in the quarter.
Just a dive.
Culpepper still on his feet, goes down right at that 1st down marker. He may be a yard short.
And that's going to be the last play here in the 3rd quarter. That was a long throw for Brandon Bonaventure. Jason Grayson, he just ran underneath the that deep out.
3rd interception of the year for Grayson.
Here it is. Long pass across the field, deep scrap, a little bit underthrown. Jason Grayson runs underneath of it. Ball intended for Harrison. And the Herd is back in business.
The ball at the 27-yard line as we start the 4th quarter. Marshall on top 17-0, and Grayson with his 3rd interception of the year. Parker gets the handoff, turns it back inside, and fights his way to the 22-yard line for a gain of 5.
Excellent cutback.
Let's head down to Kenny Bass. Kenny.
Yeah, Mike, I don't want to jinx Marshall's defense, but this unit was maligned against the Citadel a couple of weeks ago, giving up some points in the 2nd half, keeping the Bulldogs in the game. Since then, though, Marshall's D has not allowed a point. 4 quarters against East TSU, 3 quarters today, gunning for its 2nd straight shutout. Hope Jim Dunnan doesn't get mad at me if Furman manages to score. It's not my fault.
Mickey Matthews crowd pitching another shutout.
Thomas on the carry, and he's caught behind the line of scrimmage. Reggie Williams, the nose guard, grabs him by the ankles.
Big loss. Here you see the counter action. Hand back. Thomas. Behind the line of scrimmage, Reggie Williams comes up with a big play, the nose guard from Nashville. Big stop for the Paladins.
5-yard loss, so it's going to be 3rd down and 10 from the 27-yard line.
from the shotgun. Here comes some heat. Nowhere to go.
Throws it complete to Martin at 10-5 touchdown. Tim Martin.
Touchdown pass is complete to number 1.
A 27-yard touchdown pass.
And that freshman quarterback, he ought to get half of those points. What an athletic play and a heads-up play. Watch this on the replay. From the shotgun. He gets some heat early from the Furman blitz. Comes into the pocket. Still sees the field very nicely. Gets the ball to Martin. The defensive back falls down, and Martin waltzes in the end zone.
Second touchdown pass for Chad Pennington today, and the extra point is good by Tim Openlander.
And the Herd has jumped out to a commanding lead, 24-zip.
There's timeout on the field. 13 minutes and 25 seconds to play in the game. Marshall 24, Furman nothing. We'll return in a moment. Touchdown here this afternoon.
Did a great job of coming back for the ball that time. Uncovered. Very elusive. Got in the end zone.
And of course Grayson with that interception to give Marshall great field position, and they only had to travel 27 yards. Martin 64 yards and 5 catches, 2 touchdowns.
You know, you can talk offense all you want, but the Marshall defense is what's so impressive about this football team right now.
The kick from Marshall, Tim Openlander.
Openlander getting it set at the 35-yard line. You'll remember Marshall had that onside kick a few minutes ago, but with a 24-0 lead. Interesting to see if they try to fool the Paladins. And they won't. High but not very deep kick. Gets it to 20, 25, 30, more up to the 33-yard line. So that's a 13-yard return for Martin Moore, who averages about 20 yards.
Furman takes over first and 10 at their own 33.
Brandon Bonaventure still the main man. Didn't know they might think about changing quarterbacks. But I don't really think you can point the finger at Brandon Bonaventure. We'll see if the Paladins can get something going.
First down and 10. The handoff to Moore. And he goes down at the line of scrimmage. Nice tackle by Larry McLeod, the sophomore from Huntington.
By Martin Moore.
Larry McLeod, the outstanding linebacker, having another big afternoon.
Larry McLeod.
Folks don't realize how stout Marshall is up front. He tried to run the counter action. Too much penetration. Larry McLeod, boy, he ate him up from the backside. What a linebacker.
Second down, 9.
Furman going to put it up.
Bonaventure over the middle. It's caught at the 43-yard line. Nice grab by Broughton.
Scott Smythe makes a stop for the Herd.
Made by number 21, Scott Smythe.
It's going to be 3rd down and 1.
Depending on the spot, you're exactly right. We're right on top of this one. 3rd and short.
At the 42.
Another look at Bonaventure. Furman's fine quarterback. Sets his feet, gets it to Broughton, the big tight end on the crossing route. Smythe makes the tackle, about a yard short.
Total offense here. Marshall
domination.
Double the effort of Furman.
Domination.
Fumble. And
It's
Marshall trying to pick it up at the 40-yard line.
They picked it up.
B.J. Summers
going the distance.
10-5 touchdown. B.J. Summers picks it up and goes 40 yards.
And touchdown by number 8.
And that's kind of add insult to injury. The Herd faithful across the way, awfully excited. Here's the hand back. Ball's on the ground. Not sure the back ever got it. McClarty. Everybody's trying to pick it up. Now it's finally picked up by Summers. And Summers can scoop. He might want some time to tail back.
That's his second fumble recovery of the year, but he goes in for his first touchdown. 40 yards for B.J. Summers, the sophomore.
And the fat lady's on stage.
Tim Openlander hoping to continue his streak of extra points, and he does it. 11 minutes and 43 seconds now to play in the game, and Marshall leads it 31-0. We're going to take a break and return to Greenville, South Carolina, where the Marshall fans are spending a few moments on the thunderclap. Hope you'll stay with us. Play in the game, the last game in terms of Southern Conference contest here in Greenville for Marshall. Waiting back, Mark Moore and Josh Cole to return the kickoff. They're at about the 10-yard line. And they've had difficulty handling Tim Openlander's kickoffs as of late. Openlander has it teed up, 35-yard line. Openlander 5'10", 173 pounds. And Moore will return it. 25, 30, 35, and he goes down at the 38-yard line.
Returned by Mark Moore.
Not a real pleasant homecoming here at Furman.
First and 10 for the Paladins at the 37-yard line.
Look at this. Points over turnovers. 14 big ones for the Herd.
Marshall turned it over once, and Furman has turned it over twice. B.J. Summers taking one of those to.
And I tell you one thing, there are an awful lot of white jerseys down there on defense now. You know, those are the second liners.
Not too much mud on those jerseys. Bonaventure's pass complete at the 40-yard line. Nice catch by number 80, Josh Cole. That's a 20-yard
Melvin Cunningham
pickup.
makes the stop. Deep post route. Bonaventure's got some time to throw. Excellent post route. Josh Cole, the chains move.
23-yard gain officially, so it's first down and 10 into Marshall Thundering Herd territory at the 41-yard line. Bonaventure's pass complete. Harrison, he gets to about the 32-yard line, a 9-yard gain.
Paladins move the football.
Even Allen seeing some playing time, the freshman making the tackle on Harrison.
Going to be a little tough for those receivers looking back into that sun. But the Paladins would like to get something on the board.
High backfield behind Bonaventure on second down, short. Handoff to Moore, has the first down, 25 up to the 23-yard line. Larry McLeod holding on to Moore for the tackle. Clock stops with 10:31 to play in the game. Marshall on top, 31-0.
You've got 3 frontliners in there and about 8 second teamers on defense. But the Paladins able to muster up a little offense here.
Coach Bobby Johnson in his second season with the Furman Paladins as head coach.
And back
off
to
to
Moore.
Moore, and he's at the 20, 15, makes a move, and up to the 9-yard line. Nice run for Mark Moore.
Another look. Hand back to Moore. A little sweep action. Excellent blocking up front. Moore cuts back up inside. And the chains move again for the Paladins.
Keeley in the lineup makes the tackle for Marshall. So it is first and goal from the 9. Moore, 55 yards rushing on 11 carries thus far.
Dive option.
Bonaventure keeps at the 5-yard line and works his way to the 2.
They run that counter option.
Carry to the 2-yard line.
Excellent. Little misdirection. There's the misdirection. You're faking to the fullback. Bonaventure just keeps the ball. Almost gets in the end zone. Thomas Maxwell makes a stop for the Herd.
There's Bonaventure.
Got an awful lot of substitutions out here on both sides.
Second down goal from the 2.
Toss sweep.
McClarty will not get in. May have lost a yard on the play. Larry McLeod with the tackle.
Second and goal from the 2.
Larry McLeod, boy, what an afternoon he's had. Another look. Toss sweep. McClarty back into the boundary. There's McLeod unblocked. You see who gets the best of that little get-together.
And Marshall's getting his first teamers back in there to try to make the goal line
Protect
stand.
the shutout.
That's right. 3rd down and goal now from the 3.
They're proud of that shutout. Yeah, you see all those muddy jerseys back in there. Bonaventure fakes. Look at the throw. Nowhere to go. Now he goes in the end. Touchdown.
Luther Broughton with the touchdown reception. And Furman scores for the first time with 8 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game.
And that was against Marshall's first days. Here's another look. Fakes to his tailback. Pretty good coverage. Nowhere to go with the ball. Bonaventure buys some time and then finds his big tight end, Luther Broughton, in the end zone for a touch. So the Paladins get on the board here for the first time this afternoon.
And Bonaventure will stay in for the 2-point conversion attempt.
One for 2.
Wants to throw. Bonaventure in trouble
Flushed
from
again.
behind. Gets away, throws it out of bounds, and the 2-point conversion is no good.
Your score, Marshall 31, Furman 6.
There's timeout on the field. 8 minutes and 20 seconds to play in Greenville, South Carolina. Marshall 31, Furman 6. To play in the game, and Marshall, of course, has a big game coming up next Saturday against Hofstra. Hofstra unbeaten and number 9 entering this Saturday's game.
There's the scoring drive. Furman. That's an excellent drive. 7 plays, 63 yards in 3 minutes and 23 seconds. You mentioned a big game. Hofstra will come to town most likely undefeated. I believe they played Rhode Island today. The Rhode Island Rams. But when they come to Huntington, they better bring a little more than that unbeaten record with them. I can tell you what, they better bring some folks that can play, because that's going to be quite a get-together and a warm-up for the 1AA playoffs.
Final regular season game of the year for Marshall. Marshall University Stadium next Saturday afternoon. Kicking off, David Burton.
Fair catch.
At the 11-yard line.
And I ain't real sure why you said go for a fair catch. I'm just not really sure. I think
it's number 9.
Thomas Maxwell. Well, he's not used to catching it. There's a flag down.
Offside against the kicking
Offside
team.
against Furman.
Just go ahead and take the ball and let's get on with it. I don't think, well, yes, they are going to make them kick it over again. And they're going to tell Thomas Maxwell, if there ain't somebody within 20 yards of you, don't signal for a fair catch.
Just playing it safe.
But Maxwell's not used to being back there in the, in the youngsters' defense. He normally doesn't run them back. He wants something exciting to happen. He'll put Melvin Cunningham back in. I believe he is.
Marshall is going to improve to 7-1 in the Southern Conference, 8-2 overall. Furman will drop to 4-3 in the conference and 5-5 overall. And Georgia Southern defeated non-conference Liberty today, 7-6. So Georgia Southern up to 7-3. So 4-3 Furman, 4-3 Georgia Southern in the Southern Conference standings.
And the Paladins will close out at UTC. Chattanooga wanting a W.
Georgia Southern will end up playing at VMI for the final regular season game.
And when you go to Lexington, you better be ready to play. Those Keydets, they get aroused.
So Furman will kick off now from the 30-yard line. David Burton. From the 10, 20, Thomas up to the 27-yard line. So Marshall will start there offensively. 8 minutes and 13 seconds left in the game. Quiet Paladin Stadium. Homecoming for Furman, but it's not gone.
New quarterback
well.
for the Herd, Mike.
Mark Zaban, number 7. He has, well, he's thrown 36 passes this season, 19 of 36, a touchdown, 3 interceptions.
You can tell who's new in the lineup, can't you?
Yeah, that's right.
Those beautiful white jerseys.
Those are the numbers for Zaban on the season. Hands off. Parker hit right at the line of scrimmage.
Carried by Chris Parker.
Number 51 getting there to cause some problems, Daryl Smith.
He was stoned at the line of scrimmage. Right now, the Herd content to just keep it on the ground. Let the clock continue to run. And ride off into the sunset back to Huntington. That airplane trip will be very, very pleasant going back. Zaban's going to be a heck of a quarterback to transfer from Ohio State, getting himself healthy once again. Little double screen.
Finds Thomas at the 25, 35 now, and he goes down to the 41-yard line. That's a Marshall first down.
Zaban does an excellent job of executing that double screen. Another look. You fake to your tailback, fake the screen one way, screen back the other.
First down for Marshall.
As I say, the defensive secondary, you divide both the backs and the linebackers. They're not real sure which way it's going. Thomas, an excellent run down the sideline. To keep the ball in bounds if you're Marshall.
Zaban wants to throw at first
Wants some
down.
more. It's got
looking
him
long and
underthrown.
underthrows the intended receiver.
And it's a pretty good, actually, it was pretty good that he underthrew it. So that ball might have been, there were a bunch of purple jerseys down there.
There in Todd, the target.
Ball might have slipped. Let's take a look here. Fakes to his tailback. Mark Zaban sets his feet. Don't think he had a real good grip on the ball. You can see it underthrown.
So it'll be second down and 10. And a handoff to Darling. 45 to the 47-yard line. Third down and 3 upcoming. Scott making the tackle.
Darling with a
Starting to get a little more windy.
A little breezy, but that's not going to bother the Marshall running attack, not even a little bit.
33 to 47.
There you can see those flags whipping in the breeze.
All the Southern Conference schools there.
Oh, glory. Stand at attention. Beautiful sight here in Greenville, South Carolina. I know one thing. If I'm playing homecoming at home, I want somebody different than Marshall to come in here.
Darling on the pitch is across midfield, has the first down, stops the clock with 6:09 to play. Darling, the sophomore from Staten Island, New York.
Another look. Toss sweep. Zaban pitches back. Darling. Another one of those tailbacks. Gets knocked out of bounds. Corey Keck. But the chains moved, and that's all the Herd's got in mind. Coach Donnan, I think, went down at the end of that play. You can look at his pants. Look like he's been playing.
Darling now in the pitch back. Midfield.
He's got some room.
45,
he's got some room.
40,
Look out.
35, 30, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Number 33 knocks him out of bounds. That's Jeremy Osborne, who's been all over the field today for the Furman Paladins. But a nice gain for Darling, 27 yards.
You know, Jeremy Osborne's had a heck of an afternoon as a free safety. But you don't want that free safety making too many tackles. He's made too many here this afternoon. Here's another look. Get out of my way, please.
44, Albert Barber.
Albert Barber was just in his way. Devon Darling said, get out. I'm going to do the rest. Ball's on the ground.
Zaban falls on it at the 26-yard line.
Looking to run that toss sweep. Couldn't find the handle.
It's going to be second down at about 12.
The clock continues to run.
Darling, 6 carries, 45 yards this afternoon.
Another one of those tailbacks.
5.5 minutes now to go at Paladin Stadium.
Toss sweep.
Darling slides down.
Runs over his own man. I don't know who he ran into, but I believe he hurt him.
Looks like Jenkins.
Javon
Back up
Jenkins.
tight end.
Yeah, I mean, he ran right into the back of him. I mean, he took a lick. Watch this. Jenkins is blocking. And Darling runs right into the back of him. Oh, I'm telling you, that doesn't look good at all. I mean, pinned him there. Had his leg caught up under him. That was a pretty good shot. Able to walk off. Got a little hitch. Giddy up. They can't afford to lose Javon Jenkins. Back up tight end. He's been a good one for him.
Jenkins just a freshman out of Ocala, Florida.
Well, they think he's going to be a dandy down the road.
3rd down and 13 for Marshall. Zaban goes down. He's sacked back at the 36-yard line. So it'll be a 4th down situation now for Marshall. Looks like Williams, number 56, got back there to make the tackle.
Mark
Sack.
Zaban. 7-step drop, sets his feet. He's getting some pressure. Doesn't have the mobility with that bad knee that he used to have. That's just a big sack right there. Big sack by Reggie Williams.
Chris Hansen in now to punt, standing at midfield.
Back to receive for Furman, Josh
Number 80,
Cole.
Josh Cole, waits for it at the 10-yard line. There's Cole. Clock running with 4:10 to play in the game. Good snap.
Nice punt.
And looks like it's going to go.
Dead on about the one.
Stay in. It does stay in. At
Takes
the
a perfect
1-yard
bounce.
line. Cunningham's there to down it.
I think it's been that kind of day for the Paladins. When you're hot, you're hot. And right now, everything Marshall's doing is right. Melvin Cunningham talking to somebody.
Well, let's look at the Budweiser scoreboard, update you on scores. East Tennessee State in the 2nd quarter leading Tennessee Chattanooga 10-0. Georgia Southern beats non-conference Liberty 7-6 in Lynchburg.
Probably dashes the hopes of Liberty as far as playoff. A little screen action here.
New quarterback in for
Billy Jones,
Furman.
the new quarterback for Furman. Florida State big over North Carolina, 28-12. Michigan. I guess this was in 9 innings, 5-zip. Little baseball action there.
3.5 minutes to go. Billy Jones, their quarterback, the senior from Georgia. He's a 5th-year senior. Just over 3 minutes to play in the game. Marshall 31, Furman 6.
Oh, my.
No running room at all for Ernest Crosby, the freshman tailback.
Better not get too excited down there. Derek Walker. Walker makes a big play for the defense, Marshall defense. Gets up and kind of struts his stuff a bit.
Walker, 5'11", 192-pound freshman from Ellenwood, Georgia.
Boy, you get those second teamers in there, they'd like to show the coaches they should be first teamers. There's
Jones, 10 to the 12-yard line, right at that first down hole, but I don't know that he may be a little bit short. Clock stops with 2:31 to play.
Tell you what, the Paladins continue to battle.
It is enough for the first.
They haven't folded their tent, that's for sure. This has been one of those afternoons where the best football team was dominant. Paladins knew they had to have a little help here this afternoon to turn back Marshall. They didn't get it.
First down 10 now from the 12-yard line. 2:12 to play. Hand off to Crosby. He's across the 15 up to the 17-yard line. Ricky Hall making the tackle.
As you see the clock tick down, we talked about the trip back to Huntington. That plane will be rocking.
Marshall will pick up its third win in a row. Hand off to Crosby up to the 21-yard line as a first down. Marshall, of course, really the only conference loss to Appalachian State. That was back on October 21st. They fell 10-3 to the Mountaineers, and Appalachian State in pursuit of the conference championship. Marshall is assured of at least second place with the win here today. The seeding so important.
Yes, sir, in the playoffs. You've got to win out. If you want to play at home, you better win out. Not sure that they're going to win it, play out at home, but they'll get a first-round game, I'm sure. And I guess it will depend on what they do against Hofstra and what some other folks do as far as the second-round game.
Marshall, of course, will host the national championship game again this year. And certainly the Thundering Herd would like to be playing in front of the home fans.
Yeah, after next week, you'd like to play 4 more times.
Not enough for the first down. Minute 18 to go. Marshall leads Furman 31-6. This will turn out to be about a 3-hour game, which is an average game, but it seems, I guess, that maybe in terms of the scores, it seems to have dragged on a bit.
Well, I'll tell you what, for Furman, it's been a lot longer than 3 hours. For Marshall, it's just been a short trip. I've
Third
been on
down.
both sidelines, I promise you.
Jones handing off to Crosby, has the first down to the 28-yard line. He's tripped up by B.J. Summers.
You know, when you're getting your fanny kicked pretty good, you don't think the game's ever going to end. And when you're over across the way and you're in front, you don't care whether it ends or not. You'd like to play forever.
There's a look at Tim Martin. He certainly had an outstanding game today. 2 touchdown receptions. He came into the game with 2 TD catches and doubles.
There's a little
here.
screen there.
Complete to Harrison. He's hit behind the line. Will lose 3 yards.
Well, about 33 ticks left. You may as well go downtown with it.
Do we have to be down there for an interview or anything?
Next week, Marshall with the big game against Hofstra at Marshall University Stadium. Furman, of course, at Tennessee Chattanooga for a 1:30 contest next Saturday to close out the regular season. And certainly Furman would like to pick up a victory there to end with the winning season. Jones sacked at the 20-yard line on what will be the last play of the game.
By Johnny Robinson.
Perhaps a fitting final play as Marshall dominates Furman
Your final score, Marshall
and picks up second ever in Greenville against the Furman Paladins. Furman certainly has done so well over the years in this rivalry.
2 coaches meet out there at midfield. As I say, when you win, you want to talk. When you lose, you just want to get to the house. Big win on the road. Tough place to play, but it didn't look that way this afternoon for the Marshall Thundering Herd.
Coach Donnan congratulating the Furman players, the starters. He is in pursuit of his 5th playoff opportunity. Our Ashland Bank One player of the game will be the guy who makes the catch. Do you know who it is?
Number 1. Number 1 in your heart. Number 1 on his jersey.
Tim Martin.
Tim Martin.
2 touchdown receptions today. He now has 4 touchdown receptions on the year. And boy, he had a great game last week also. A 68-yard punt return for a touchdown. So he's having a good year as the Paladin band plays here. And it is a good win for Marshall and for Tim Martin. Sonny, your final thoughts on the contest in preparation for next week against Hofstra?
Well, it was a heck of a tune-up. I can say that. They get ready for one of the better teams in 1AA football, Hofstra. Marshall dominated on both sides of the ball here this afternoon. They were much the best. And they kind of dampened things here for homecoming at Furman University. A big win for the Herd.
Well, Furman, as we mentioned, will play at UTC next week. Marshall will host Hofstra in what will be the final regular season game of the year. Marshall goes to 8-2 on the year. Furman drops to 5-5. For Sonny Randall, Kenny Bass, the
family will take off.